Alright guys, so far I already showed you guys all three cases. I showed you guys by graphing, I showed you guys by substitution, and I showed you guys by elimination. Alright, by show of hands, who prefers graphing? Who prefers elimination? Who prefers substitution? Okay, a few of you prefer okay, graphing doesn't seem that fun, I guess. So we're gonna do some of you prefer elimination, some of you prefer substitution. So let me do question number one method, and let me do question number two, the other method. Notice on the instructions I just say solve. I never told you how to do it. You choose which method you want. So like our review for today on this one is I'm just gonna come over and I wrote solve. Just solve it however you want. So on the quiz or test or anything, if I ever told you solve by such and such, I can say solve by graphing. But if you want to do elimination instead. Just because I said by such and such doesn't mean you have to. Like solve is solve. So solve it however you want. So like the number one, let me do it by substitution. Just because some of you prefer substitution. So everything that I have for y, I'm going to put it in that y. So I'm going to rewrite this as negative 5x minus 7, open parentheses, 3x plus 7 equals negative 23. Like I substitute it. Eliminate parentheses, so I have negative 5x minus 21x minus 49 equals negative 23. My negative 49, let me move it to the other side as a positive 49. Now let me combine my like terms. Negative 5x, negative 21x, that gives me negative 26x. On the right side, a negative 23, positive 49, they're different signs. So subtract, keep the sign of the large one. I'm going to call that 26. So we can agree x equals negative 1. So remember, I just substituted everything for y. Got rid of parentheses, letters on one side, numbers on the other. You guys can work that. Now for us to solve for x, let me use that equation. And I'm going to say y equals negative 3 plus 7. The negative 3 because I went 3 times x. So that's how I got the negative 3. So I'm going to say y equals 4. So my answer should be negative 1, 4. So that's using substitution. For substitution, I need one of the letters to be by itself. Everything that I have for that letter, I replace it on the other equation. And then I work it out. So that's substitution. But now let me work elimination for question number 2. For elimination, I need x and y to be on the same side. So let me copy my first equation as it is. 7x minus 4y equals 18. The second equation, let me move the 5x. So don't forget to switch the sign. So let me write that as negative 5x plus y is equal to negative 11. Every time you move it from one side to the other, you switch the sign. So remember, I want x and y on the same side. So that's why I moved it for elimination. I notice that none of them cancels out. If I want to eliminate the x's, so if I want to eliminate x, I'll multiply the top by 5 and the bottom by 7. Because I make it each 35. Or if I want to eliminate the y's, I can multiply the bottom by 4. So let's do that one instead. The bottom will become negative 20x plus 4y equals negative 44. I multiplied everything by 4. Because that way, the y's cancel out. So when I combine the x's, I get negative 13x, 18 and the negative 44, different signs, subtract, keep the sign of the large one. That gives me 26 So x must be -2. To solve for y, use any equation that you have. Any of them. I'm going to use, from the beginning, I'm going to use this equation. Remember I said use any equation that you have. So I'm going to say y equals -10 minus 11. Remember the -10 because I went 5 times x. So -10 minus 11. So y equals -21. Remember, for substitution, in question number 1, substitution, we replace everything for y for the other y. Elimination, have x's and y on the same side. And none of you, I don't remember seeing a hand with graphing, but if any of you wants to graph it, I can give you graph paper. I'll just give you the worksheet that we did on Monday, the one that has the graphs that said solve by graphing. Not for you to solve that paper, but for you to use the graphs. Like, so if you want a graph, I'll give you graph paper. Otherwise, solve it however you want. Let me do another example. Substitution. Guys, Jasmine, class is up here. Thanks. You want just substitution, you said? All right. Looking at substitution for number 3, everything that I have for y, let me replace it for y there. So I will have 4x minus, inside parentheses I have 5x plus 5, and all this is equal to -3. So I have that 4x minus 5x minus 5 is equal to -3. Remember, I distribute the -1. That's what I did. My -5, I'm going to move it to the other side as a plus 5. So I have that -1x is equal to 2. You can agree x equals -2. For us to solve for y, let me use the first equation. Y equals 10 plus 5. Right, x was, oh no, -10 plus 5. So y equals -5. So my solution is -2, -5.
See, that's faster.
Now, but let's say we wanted elimination. Let me just do something with elimination. Something really quick. If we wanted elimination, I would have moved the 5x to the left. So I would have gotten -5x plus y equals 5. 4x minus y equals -3. -5x because I moved the 5x. But the 5 did not move. The plus 5 did not move the 5 by itself, so I'll leave it as positive 5. Only the one with the x. So here you guys get that -x equals 2. X equals -2. So if you notice, that gives me that already. So it gives me the same answer. I said, how do you solve it? Graphing, solving by substitution or elimination, do whichever one you want. Even on your worksheet that you guys still have, even though it might have said solve by substitution, if you want to do elimination, do whatever you want. All right, guys, any questions? We're good for the quiz tomorrow? Ace it? Ooh. All right, you called it out. We'll see tomorrow. We'll let everybody know.